Hello, everybody. This is Father's Day 2021, and I'm doing an annual video. This is Father's Day, and I did a Mother's Day video, an antinatalist video last month. So today's video is entitled, "Why Do People Have Biological Children?" And this is Alex, and he's been on my videos many times. And he's got a little introduction here, and we have 21 reasons that we came up with that parents have biological children. Now, you can think of 25 reasons, 50 reasons, 100 reasons, but we just came up with 21 reasons, random reasons, and we think that this is a pretty comprehensive cluster of reasons why parents procreate. But I want to have you give your introduction.
Yeah, so the primary reason we're making this video is because Father's Day is a holiday that glamorizes and makes fathers seem as though they're heroes. But what people don't realize is that the reasons why they procreate, the reasons why they impregnate, are really not heroic at all. They're selfish, they're childish, and they just don't deserve respect. So the first primary reason why procreation occurs is because of mindless sex, mindless fucking, which leads to unplanned pregnancy, and which is essentially just an accident, an unplanned accident. So becoming a father is not like becoming a doctor or a vet. It isn't something that requires dedication. It's typically just an accident that's due to irresponsibility. The second reason why people procreate is because of religious nonsense. A belief in some kind of God that they can't even prove. Essentially brainwashing, deep brainwashing. And if somebody is in this kind of, religious ideology, why respect that? I mean, religion really sets people back, really creates hate. So that's another reason why people procreate and why fatherhood doesn't deserve respect.
Exactly. Religion is an oppression. Okay, so number 3, to get benefits, tax credits, societal favor, basically welfare, will care for children no matter how many people create or how irresponsible the parents were. And number 4, family pressure. And this is especially true for women, but, also when a man gets married, his parents want to see grandchildren, or his grandparents want to see grandchildren. So, Alex, you have 5 and 6.
Yeah, so the 5th reason is that they desperately want to carry on the bloodline, the family name, and this is just pure egoism. They want their child to have their DNA, their genes, their name. And this doesn't deserve respect because there's so many orphans, there's so many kids that can be adopted. So selfishly just creating a new being rather than adopting is not something that is worthy of any respect. And the 6th reason is that parents often have children because they want their lives to be easier. There's many parents that charge rent to their kids when they grow up. There's many parents that force their kids to work from an early age, especially in more underdeveloped countries. Parents get their kids as young as 8, 9, or 10 to sell things, to work in their business. I've seen this firsthand when visiting countries like Mexico or Georgia. Really young kids are running around just to make money for parents. I've seen beggars holding their kids and using the kids as a way to get more money.
Yeah, so basically a slave of sorts to work the farm or the family business. Okay, so for reason number 7, to secure a marriage, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Men and women, feel that they, can basically solidify longevity in a marriage, or to trap, so to speak. And both men and women do trap the spouse. by wanting children or by having children. And when men want their wives to have children, it really obligates the woman for, a minimum 18 years. And, it can spread the man's DNA, which is something he cannot do. It takes a woman to do that. So by entrapping a woman with pregnancy, she's nurturing and caring for his lineage. Number 8, they think it gives them purpose and will make them happy and less lonely. So, in other words, purpose junkies.
The 9th reason, which doesn't really happen as much in North America, but in other places it certainly does happen, is arranged marriages. 2 people forced to come together by the family, and essentially forced to have children, forced to get married. And this is just exploitative, and Father's Day just in a way strengthens this by glamorizing fatherhood. But fatherhood a lot of the time, or motherhood, is forced upon a person. And the 10th reason is to get the parents out of poverty. And this is fairly common when it comes to, extremely poor parents. They want their child to be successful and somehow bring money back into the family. And there's a lot of parents that, put their children into auditions from a very early age. A lot of parents that scold the kid and punish them if they don't get good grades. The parents essentially want a successful child for their own benefits. And the parents themselves aren't successful, but they expect their child to be successful, which is very ironic and very hypocritical.
Yes. And number 11, to replenish the earth, replacement value. And, I've heard that so many times, parents and a couple will have 2 children. And usually they want a boy and a girl, replacement value. And number 12, it's, quote, what people do when they get married, unquote. But we all know that there's many, many single women who also want children. So it's pretty unanimous that people just have children.
The 13th reason is essentially narcissism. Parents want to see their own features on the child. They want to create a mini-me version of themselves, and they just want their own face, their own features. It's just a very narcissistic and egotistical thing to do. And this once again goes back to the idea that I mentioned earlier about adoption. They are so selfish that rather than taking a child out of, poverty and misery, it has to have their name, their signature, their biological signature, and that should not deserve any sort of respect.
Now, can I just add something to that? I've heard many people say, well, we should have children because we're intelligent, we're smart, or we're healthy. I have good genes. How many times have you heard people say that they had good genes?
Yeah, people really believe that they're far better than they actually are, and they're so narcissistic that they think their child will want those genes, will want those features, will want those diseases and problems and so on. And even the most unhealthy people still think that passing on those genes is something good. And even parents, when they have children with autism or Down syndrome, they think that they've created something very special and something very good. And the 14th reason is just desperation. Many parents are so desperate, whether it's to fit in or fear of missing out, but it's just fear that drives them. They think, I better have a kid or I may regret it. I may regret not having it. Just desperate to experience something that they think is valuable. So this is not a heroic thing. It's done out of fear. And, biological clock deadline is another reason. Fear of missing out, as I mentioned. Yeah, but fear does not deserve respect in that scenario.
Yeah, that's very good, the word fear. Let's see. Number 15, curiosity. And I think this is a really, really big one for women. Women especially, maybe. But women want to know, like, what will my child look like? And then the unique contribution of traits from each parent. Like, will it have my eyes or his nose? Or, will it have good hair, or your teeth, your eyes, your lips, your body, your, agility. So curiosity, I think, is a very big reason why people have children, because they don't really think out the consequences of having a child. And there's just so many variables, and there's so many deep consequences and turns of fate that can really throw a kink into their plan. Number 16, because parenthood is romanticized in ads, films, media, and certain beliefs that aren't really structured by reality. People believe in all kinds of things. People don't necessarily believe in truth or logic.
The 17th reason is the stigma behind abortions, and the fact that abortions are difficult to obtain, and not only difficult, but impossible in some places. And many men do not allow their spouses to get abortions. They may, severely pressure them into keeping the baby. So just that alone is the fact that a lot of people, don't even want to have the child, but just can't get an abortion, shows that parenthood doesn't really deserve respect, because it's not something they even want in the first place. And the fact that it's illegal, just all those reasons regarding abortion is one of the reasons why people, procreate.
Now, Alex, I don't know if you know the two countries that, do you know the two countries that have, that offer no abortions or that make it illegal? Are you?
I'm not familiar with the exact countries, but I would think in certain, religious-driven countries, it would be illegal.
I do think Poland and Ireland at one point made it illegal,
Yeah.
and at one point South Africa, but I'm not sure of any current illegal country.
And the 18th reason is a very shallow reason. It's that people think babies are adorable, cute, whatnot. And this is a very short-sighted reason, because these people are only thinking about, the first 2 or 3 years. They're not thinking about the sicknesses, the illnesses, the traumas. They're just so short-sighted, and it's really just like they're children inside almost, because they only take into account a small portion. And this is just a very shallow reason for having kids. So that's another reason why fatherhood just doesn't deserve respect, because it's done for very shallow reasons.
Yeah, I really like the word shallow, because look at look at a teenage look at a teenager's world. I'm sorry. But a teenager's world could be full of acne scars or whatever. So parents are seeing this cute little baby with perfect skin, and that skin is damaged along the way of life. Sun damage, freckles, scars, acne scars, accidents, trauma. So that cute little baby does not stay cute for very long.
I just want to add something to that. It's not even the fact that there's damage to the body. It's the fact that certain people can grow up to be very, very ugly. And not just physically, but they can grow up to be exploitative. They can grow up to be psychopaths. They can just grow up to be awful. So when somebody's having a child with the expectation that their baby is going to be cute or good, that's very untrue, because Jeffrey Dahmer's parents probably thought he was adorable at some point in time, and look at the devastation and damage he caused.
So let's see, that was number 18, was it? And there's so much stigmatization of women, like when they try to get abortions or whatever. Women particularly have a greater responsibility for the ultimate bearing of the child. And, you know, they're stigmatized, they're cursed, they're criticized. So, number 19 is old age security. Now, this is a funny one because many parents are in nursing homes and their children do not visit. Parents want to be taken care of in their old age, which, you know, there's no guarantee of that. In fact, I recently did a video of Ray. It was a 96-year-old man, and he had 4 children. None of them were taking care of him. 2 of them were out of state, and one of them he was actually supporting. Remember that video?
Yeah.
Remember that, Alex? So he was actually supporting one of his sons at home, who he basically called a deadbeat. So old age security, it just doesn't work out that way. I mean, it's better to save your money. It's better to hire somebody when you're older. It's just better to plan for your own future than designating old age security to your children. Okay, number 20. Parents' standards are low. Biological parents have very low standards and many times lower intellect. They want their children to excel, to be president, to be an athlete, or to be somebody special because they didn't do anything with their lives and no accomplishments other than reproducing.
And the final reason that we came up with has to do with parents that just want to live through their kids' lives. They have a kid for essentially entertainment. They want to show off their kid like a trophy. They want to just enjoy whatever they can. So they're not doing it for the benefit of the child per se. They're doing it for their own enjoyment. They want to they want bragging rights. They want, you know, some kind of acknowledgement. They want respect for it. And this is just very, very selfish and very narcissistic.
Yeah, so we hope that you guys liked our video, and I'm going to put a link to a PayPal address that you can open up and you know, send a donation for our time, our efforts, our contribution to the philosophy. Anything is appreciated and accepted, and, you know, consider it a tip. Consider it a tip for our efforts.
And one more thing I want to add is that celebrating Father's Day is just, people should celebrate things that actually deserve respect. There should be days for people that volunteer, that adopt children, that adopt animals. Something like fatherhood is just like celebrating the most mundane and ordinary kind of activity. It's not an accomplishment because every walk of life, every animal, every, homeless people, drug addicts, mentally unstable people, cruel people, they can all breed, and rats and cockroaches can breed. So holidays that celebrate people should celebrate positions that actually deserve respect, that actually involve sacrifice and selflessness and good intentions, which fatherhood does not. So,
and because, there was a lot of deadbeats. There's a lot of deadbeat moms. There's a lot of deadbeat dads. So just because you're a sperm donor does not give a reason to celebrate. So, like I said, I'm going to put the link to a PayPal address, and you can donate, as you please. And I'm going to scan around to this beautiful forest, park, whatever you call it, just to taper off our video.
Yeah. This is a really nice forest. It's very quiet and secluded and very cozy.
And it's also not very popular on Father's Day, is it?
Yeah. And we made these stickers that we're going to put up.
Yeah, we do have some stickers that we're going to promote, but we'll go into that from a different video.